All right, so Shamima Begum, I hope I said that name right. I did. You guys must remember, man. You could not escape this woman from the news. She was 15 years old when she fled the UK, went to Syria, and married someone in ISIS. She became an ISIS bride. She joined a prescribed terrorist organization in the UK. And she wanted to return back to the UK in 2019. And it was big news. The Home Secretary at the time, Sajid Javid, said, nope, she cannot return, stripped her of citizenship, and she has been going to court for years trying to fight this. She even lost her claim to Bangladeshi citizenship because she didn't apply for it before she was 21 years old. I don't know if that was because she was just going for UK citizenship, but Bangladesh straight away said, yo, we don't even want her here. We don't want you to come here. And now she has been seen for the first time in years after losing her last appeal. I think her last appeal was in the Supreme Court in 2024. This is a problem. You know, it's a problem with extremists in the UK grooming young women into joining terrorist organizations. This girl here, Tarina Shakil, she was jailed in 2016. And yeah, it's just the radicalization. Loads of young girls getting radicalized and they're being groomed. Like, regardless of what people say, she was 15. She was groomed into this, bruv. When you're 15, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? You can be told anything. Anything can be sounding like Christmas. She ended up going with like 2 or 3 friends. And the UK government, one of the reasons they didn't want to let her back in is because they were worried that they would use her as a propaganda tool to encourage other young girls to join ISIS, you know, and that could be a national security threat. And this was in August 2024. She lost her final UK court bid over citizenship. This was it. The UK Supreme Court said, yep, you are not getting citizenship. That's it. Like, there's no chance. Like, you're going to be now stuck in Syria. And obviously you're thinking where she is, how's she getting money to have lawyers to fight all of this? There are human rights organizations that are doing this on her behalf. And I hear it, man, because she is stateless. Legally, she's not allowed to be stateless, but because of technicalities in the international law, she is currently stateless and she's trapped. She's in limbo and she's just going to be stuck there. You know, she's going to be stuck there. And yeah, we need to just, I mean, no country really wants her. You know, she would take citizenship anywhere, but no country really wants her. I mean, we're going to take a look at this video though. Here, please don't do this to me. Yeah. First time she's been seen in quite a long time.
I'm not trusting this.
This
There
is
she
the
is.
moment Shamima Begum turned away from our cameras, refusing to answer questions about returning to Britain. It is the first time the UK's most infamous ISIS bride has been pictured since her appearance in a controversial BBC documentary in 2023. Today, she remains inside one of 2 heavily guarded detention camps that we visited in northeast Syria. Together, they
imagine being stuck there, man, with no citizenship, like no freedom, bruv. Like, you can't do nothing. And then people will say, oh, but she wanted to join a terrorist organization, bruv. She was 15. She was 15. Come on.
More than 35,000 people once tied to the Islamic State, the remnants of a sickening caliphate that collapsed in 2019. We travelled here to uncover what life is really like.
And the argument obviously is like, yeah, well, because it collapsed in 2019, that's why you want to come back to the UK. And I can hear that. But I don't think she could just come back to the UK without any consequences. You know what I mean? I think she should come back to the UK and do a prison sentence, because that's better than just leaving her out there. You get what I'm saying? But the UK has just wiped their hands with her and said she is not our responsibility. But let me know, guys, in the comment section below what you think. Do you think she should be let back in the UK? I think she should be let back in the UK and do a prison sentence.
For the brides, children and men linked to ISIS, and to ask whether the ongoing instability in the region, combined with cuts to foreign aid, could fuel a renewed threat to the UK and the West.
Okay, we're on our way to Al-Hol camp, the largest ISIS camp in northeast Syria, home to 30,000 people, men, women and children, who've been detained for now for over 7 years after the fall of ISIS. They're held in a huge camp that's like a city. They've got their own markets, schools. There's a huge area set aside for foreign ISIS prisoners who come from Britain, Europe, all over the world. And there's been unrest in the camp in recent days. So we're going to take you there to effectively an ISIS city and show you what's going on the ground.
I'd like to go to Syria one day, bro, or one of these places. Just go there. You know what I mean? Because Dubai, that's not real. That's not the real Middle East, bro. Like, I want to go to like Syria or something, or Iraq or something, bro. You know what I mean? And just be in the desert, bruv. You get it?
And here we are inside Al-Hol camp. We've been told 200 families are being repatriated every day to Iraq. The Syrian families here are still being held here as HTS is not taking them from the Kurdish forces that are managing the camp. We're still to visit the foreign section of the camp, which we've been told is too dangerous to get out of a vehicle. We'll be hit with stones and stuff, children attacking any kind of foreign-looking people in the camp. Here we've talked to women and men who, it's a whole community. This is the market, the souk, where people run their own businesses, all being supported by the camp administration.
We've got a whole economy going out there.
We've seen children here that are clearly have been born and brought up in the camp. You've got a whole generation growing up surrounded by people who were in ISIS or part of that ideology. And what is the future for those children? We don't know. But when you ask people the big question, were you in ISIS? People don't want to tell you. People deflect the question or they won't talk to you. Was she in ISIS, and where did she come from in Iraq to join? Oh, sorry, okay. They've got a lot of complaints about why they're here, but not many people want to tell you the story behind why they ended up inside Al-Hol.
The life here is really bad. We don't have enough water. We don't have enough food. The nutrition is really bad. Like, a Syrian cannot get out of here. They wouldn't allow us to get out. And at the same time, it's like we don't have enough tools for everything. So I have 3 children.
Yeah, that's what happens, man, because there was a whole war, obviously, out there. If I'm correct, there was a whole war out there. And in 2019, ISIS was defeated in Syria. And anyone who was involved, you know, they've got to keep you there now. They keep you in the camp. That's why Shamima's there.
And it's 115 and the other is 5. They don't have education. There's no school. They don't know how to write or talk. We need a future for our children.
During this interaction, the gentleman wanted to make it clear he claimed he had no links to ISIS, or as they call it, Daesh. He branded his cigarettes as supposed proof, due to the caliphate not approving of smoking. We were able to walk around this part of the camp fairly comfortably, but there was another section that was about to put
This is boots on the ground journalism, bro.
We're here in Al-Hol camp, and behind me is the section reserved for the foreigners who came to fight for ISIS. We've been told these people are the most extreme examples of people who join that death cult. 100% keep with the ideology, far more so than the Iraqis and Syrians in other parts of the camp. These foreigners are kept completely separate from everyone else. We've heard there's been riots, people have been killed, a woman's body was found, and these buildings, these charred out buildings behind me, were set up by NGOs like Save the Children.
And do you see this, bruv? Do you see this? Yeah, they're saying like it's the foreigners who are even more extreme than the locals, the people who are from that region, you know. And when you look at UK prisons, bro, what is it here? This over here that I was reading, like, bro, when you look at this over here, bro, terrorism in prisons, bro. People always say in prisons, bro, like it's a serious risk in there, bro. Like the extremists, like some of the most extreme people, the extreme terrorists are not even in the regions that you would think that they're in. You know what I mean? The most extreme people are in UK prisons, bro. They're in UK prisons. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely mental.
Norwegian Refugee Council to provide education, but the people in the camp burnt them down. They burnt them down, they rejected it, they destroyed it, they looted the buildings. Every time we've been told an NGO tries to set up something here, it's destroyed. We're also told that even the street lights, even the lights that they put up around the camp, they throw rocks at those lights and knock them out. They just turn their back on every kind of help.
And if you think about it, it makes sense. Not that people who've converted in jail are freaking extremists, bro. Not that the majority are. But when you're in there, that's where you're most likely to find people who actually have freaking no clue how to live life, bro. And you know, when you find religion, Islam helps a lot of people find peace, bro. Like that peace, they're going to be, it's easy to brainwash them into thinking they need to do other things. You get what I'm saying? You can see how it happens, how people can get turned in jail, how people can get turned into extremism in jail, specifically extremism.
So the future for these people, we don't know what it could be because they're not giving up on ISIS and they're still here in large numbers.
Mental.
Person that has witnessed the hostilities is co-chair of Al-Hol camp, Jihan Hanan. She explained how recently one of the former foreign ISIS bride detainees was brutally attacked in the past few days for daring to remove her hijab. It's not known what has become of the woman as she went back into the foreign section of the camp where guards are unable to follow. If it was taken over by another regime, would ISIS come back and threaten not just Syria but the West?
There are tensions in the camp, boy.
It will be really difficult for us because the war against ISIS, it's not only using weapon, it's like not only fighting against each other, it's also the war against an ideology, a really extremist ideology that we are facing right now. If another regime came and took control or administrate this camp, it would be really hard because they don't have this experiences. It's not only fighting but also in the ideology. Fighting the extremism.
To see how this extremism and ideology can affect those on British shores, we took a drive to another camp, Al-Roj, home to ISIS bride Shamima Begum, who travelled to join the caliphate a decade ago, aged just 15. She was captured alongside thousands of foreign-born extremists who had travelled to Syria and Iraq to join the death cult regime.
Thousands. Well, they were brainwashing thousands of people, bro. Thousands, bro. And the question always comes, people always say, bruv, the West should leave the Middle East alone. The West should leave the Middle East alone. I agree, bruv, because, like, bro, around the world, we're all meant to live differently, bro. What if that might be the ideology that most people out there want to live by? I don't know, bruv. I have no idea, bro. I have no clue. You don't know what other parts of the world would be like if the West didn't intervene. You never know.
Please find enclosed papers that relate to a decision taken by the Home Secretary to deprive your daughter Shamima Begum of her British citizenship.
Shamima was stripped of her British citizenship in 2019, but now the 26-year-old wants to return to the UK despite the Supreme Court refusal last year. US President Donald Trump's administration has made noises this year signalling foreign-born ISIS members held in Syrian camps should be repatriated.
Okay, so Trump's even saying, come on, we need to, you know.
Reform's Nigel Farage said he was beginning to become thoughtful on backing a return for Begum to Britain.
Hey, W Nigel Farage. I didn't think those two people would say, yeah, they should be able to return. Jeez.
And I'm now thoughtful. I'm thoughtful. I mean, I don't classify her as an all-out ISIS killer. So she's sort of she is a lesser part of the equation. I think what Gawker has done is started a debate, not one that I wanted to have, and not one the British government wanted to have, but now we're going to have to.
But when we put these comments to Begum, she responded with no comment, whilst also trying to avoid our cameras. Cool. And the head of the camp just said to us now, yeah, the political landscape changing now that Trump's, weirdly, Trump back in is potentially...
See, this is weird. It's like, did you not tell her before that you'll be recording her? Like, did you not get consent? All right? I'm not trying to do that, you know, I'm not trying to do that, my guy, but it's a little bit like, you know, what the fuck? Like she don't want to be on camera, bro.
Yeah, the political landscape changing now that Trump's, weirdly, Trump back in is potentially a way home.
Yeah, I already saw the camera in my face. I'm not trusting this.
Oh, sorry. Is there more of a hope of getting out and getting home?
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. Like, clearly she's like, I can see the camera. I'm not trusting you. I don't want to speak to you. Like, that's not nice, bro.
In some way?
No color for me. Yeah. Sorry. Is that sorry to ask?
No, I mean, is there anything you want to say as yourselves that without a question, with just anything you want to say, basically, in terms of what's going on right now, how you feel, and it's an open space, and essentially you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. After look that on my basically jump.
Yeah, she's being secretly filmed.
After look that on my basically jump.
She marched out of the room after that. So you secretly filmed the girl.
The future
when she knows she's tired of being dragged through the media, and people might comment saying you're sympathizing with an ISIS fighter, bro. No, I'm sympathizing with a girl who was clear. I mean, she's not a girl. She's 26. You know, she's older, significantly older than me. But she was groomed. She was groomed, bro. You can't deny the fact that she was groomed into this, bro. And she comes back to the UK. Give her a prison sentence. Let her do some time. Let her live her life. Let her contribute to the economy, bro. This guy I mean, it wasn't him, it's his cameraman, but secretly recording her, bruv, that ain't cool, because she's had any pictures of her plastered everywhere. And now, you know, this video is being put out because you guys secretly recorded her,
Camps
bro.
holding thousands of former ISIS men, women and children in northeastern Syria is far from clear. In the capital Damascus, the new Islamist regime of HTS has seized power.
And they might have done it under, they might have said something like, we'll give you money or something, bro. You know what I mean?
With their leader Abu Muhammad
I'm sure the human rights groups out there taking care of her.
Al-Jalani seemingly
UK
being
groups.
accepted by the West, despite atrocities against minorities happening under his watch since he swept to power. Inside the camp, some feel Jalani, who was a former Islamic extremist with Al-Qaeda, could be their ticket to freedom. The current Kurdish-led camp authorities told us if HTS get the keys to the camps, they could set the ISIS detainees free, potentially sparking a new tidal wave of Islamic extremism which could wash over the shores of Britain and the West. The question for the British government and Western leaders now is how to confront the issue of the ISIS camps. Do we stand by and watch the gates potentially be flung open, or do we confront this issue which has for so long been kicked into the long grass for future governments to deal with? The only thing that is...
That's what we don't know, bruv, because everybody in there, what could be brewing up, bro? Once they get out, they could just go full crash out mode, bruv. Like, yeah, look what these lot did to us. We still believe everything we believe. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think Shamima should be allowed to come back to the UK? I think she should be allowed to come back to the UK. I would let her back, personally. I'd let her come back. I'd let her come back because it happened at 15. If she was even 16... If she was 16, I would be a bit maybe more like, you know, come on, you were 16. She was 15. You can't even say 16, underrated. She was 15. Under the age of consent in this country, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, under the age where you can do anything. You get what I'm saying? Like, that, bro, I just feel like she should be allowed to return. Because, like, what do you know at 15? What do you know at 15? Chung Lee, what do you think? Chung Lee says it's a national security threat and they should be out of the country. Well, Chung Lee, you know you're from Hong Kong, right? Yeah, if I was you kind of are a national security threat here as well. Yeah, you're saying, hey, you listen. Let's call a spade, all right? Let's call a spade, Chung Lee. All right, you're not internet ready. You're not internet ready, Chung Lee. All right, I've had enough for you. See you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to every single one of you.